This is the story of an average sort of fellow who lives in a nice average neighborhood in a nice average town. Every night he comes home to his nice average house, and in due time he goes to sleep. But suppose that one morning
we live in a fast society, growing at astronomical speeds and epic proportions. Over the last century, the post-industrial world has taken off, leaving behind the village settlements, which were once in its place. Today, in America, the ideals of living in a village have been transformed into a commercial enterprise, using the sentimental longing for community as nothing more than a marketing strategy. Behind the question of whether these habitats succeed at building community lies a much deeper and more pressing concern. Are they sustainable? It's been known for decades that our global economy depends entirely on scarce fossil fuels, which pollute the environment and are diminishing in supply.
We have at present an absolute shortage of natural gas. We cannot produce as much as we can use, as we are equipped to use in our homes and our factories. This situation is destined to continue indefinitely. And by indefinitely, I mean not only just the next 2 years, but as far ahead as we can see.
While it may seem like changing course is a long pipe dream away, alternative solutions are cropping up all over the world. People are coming together to build prosperous communities and demonstrate the culmination of human potential and ecological viability. Leading the way in this new renaissance is the Village Design Institute.
My name is Chris Mayer, and I'm the founder and the director of the Village Design Institute. We're an educational nonprofit that's devoted to researching and organizing a knowledge base promoting sustainability at village scale, with all that implies.
What exactly does sustainability on a village scale imply? The first place to start is with the eco-village, a term which first appeared by Robert Gilman in a 1991 issue of In Context magazine. In it, he defined 4 major components of an eco-village. 1. A community which operates at a human scale. 2. A full-featured settlement which contains all the major functions of normal living within balanced proportions. 3. A place where human activities are harmlessly integrated into the natural world. And 4. Human activities happen in a way that is supportive of healthy human development and can be successfully continued into the indefinite future. To hatch Gilman's vision into a reality, a grant was donated by the Gaia Trust in 1995 to create the Global Eco-Village Network, a transnational consortium which pooled together the brightest minds and spirits for sustainable living at its first international GEN conference in Findhorn, Scotland.
Today, something is happening in the whole structure of human consciousness. A fresh kind of life is starting. Driven by the forces of love, the fragments of the world are seeking each other so that the world may come into being.
We will be able to share our visions everywhere. And I know we can do it, and we will do it, and we are doing it. Thank you.
Today, the Global Eco-Village Network continues to blossom and has now become a thriving nexus connecting individuals and organizations on every continent who are all working to build sustainable habitats from all corners of the world. In 2004, after 10 years of success from the Global Eco-Village Network, the Gaia Trust was ready to advance to the next level and hosted a second conference in Findhorn to begin Phase 2 of the project, education. At the forefront of this process was founder and director of the Village Design Institute, Chris Mayer.
They invited a group of us eco-village educators from around the world to Findhorn, and we launched the Eco-Village Design Education which is intended to be a comprehensive education that can set a standard for all of them.
Chris was selected to be the curriculum coordinator for the project, and together with a group of experts they drafted an educational program called the EDE for Eco-Village Designer Education. The third draft of the EDE was sent to the United Nations Education, Science, and Cultural Organization, and by January 2005, UNESCO officially endorsed the curriculum as part of their newly launched Decade of Education for Sustainable Development. 2006 will be an exciting year as a pilot program is being launched in 2 UN biospheric reserves, one in Slovenia and the other in Cuba, to test these new ecological living models. While being at the forefront of sustainable international development is quite important, the Village Design Institute offers a whole lot more. VDI's primary commitment is to share the wealth of sustainable living knowledge to others, and does so in an environment which sits far out of reach from ordinary classrooms.
So what is it that you're making?
Whipped cream with gingerbread with applesauce
Oh
dessert.
my god.
The Village Design Institute offers multiple day retreats, which not only teach prospective students and organizations about sustainable living settlements, but they also work with the land itself, so it too can become an eco-village of its own.
Most of the eco-village educations around the world actually happen on sites that are already established, whereas the Village Design Institute, as far as I know, we're the only group in the world that's actually doing design courses on sites that want to grow into an eco-village. So we're looking for a land base, we're looking for the funds to create the infrastructure as a research center for sustainable living and community, and creating on-site educations, design courses right there on the eco-village as it grows. But we think it's valuable to make an educational experience out of this. So instead of coming in as a consultant, we'll actually set up a classroom right there on site and set up a design studio and hold the design course there and bring all the students in, and this celebratory group collective design experience just brings out the best ideas in people.
So what are some examples of prosperous eco-villages that are blooming all over the world? One of the most renowned lies in southern India and is known as Auroville, named after the spiritual philosopher Sri Aurobindo, who envisioned a universal township that would bridge a new level of consciousness for all human beings. In February 1968, Aurobindo's vision came true as 124 nations witnessed its official inauguration, supported by a resolution passed through UNESCO.
Auroville is just a tremendous example of integrating modern or northern influence into a traditional Indian village pattern. They planted something like 10 million trees. This was a parched red earth desert landscape, and now there's lush forest all over the place.
All of the energy to run Auroville comes from either the sun, the wind, or homemade biodiesel, and all of their food is grown organically with no chemicals or additives. There is free healthcare for all, as well as free education, including classes and workshops such as Tai Chi. A second example is the Federation of Damanhur in the northern foothills of Italy, where they have their own local currency and economy, and even dug their own underground sanctuaries called the Temples of Humankind. Contrary to popular misconceptions, eco-villages do not shut out technology or leisure, but rather reshape it into new forms.
Living in an eco-village doesn't mean returning to some previous pattern. It's very much a step forward. It's integrating the best, what a better term might be, appropriate technology with timeless living arrangements, timeless primordial living arrangements. It's kind of the best of both worlds. Another way to look at the eco-village idea is it's as envisioning those habitation systems that bring out the very best in human nature, that actually actualize human potential. You know, what kind of living situations, if we could design our most ideal living situations, what would they look like? And, you know, mine looks like an eco-village.
With the Village Design Institute, the possibilities run as far as the imagination, and ideal living situations can become realities.